Welcome to Club Vibe 11.5. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll always be up to date whenever we release new videos. Also, check out our website. It's a vibe115.com for our full Viber experience. We offer groups, blogs, the art gallery, and much more amazing content. Join our community. Let's get started with this cool story. The promise between two hearts. They entered the world only minutes apart. Before they ever spoke a word, before they ever took their first steps, they already belonged to each other. As identical twins, people spent their entire lives trying to tell them apart. They laughed about it, switching places in school, finishing each other's sentences, sharing clothes, dreams, birthdays, and secrets. But what no one could ever truly understand was that they didn't just look alike. They felt each other. When one cried, the other somehow knew. When one celebrated, the other's heart celebrated too. It was as if somewhere beyond words, they shared one heartbeat. Then one ordinary afternoon, everything changed. It started with exhaustion. Then came the doctor's appointments, the tests, the waiting, the silence that always seems louder inside a hospital. Finally, the doctor looked at them with compassionate eyes and quietly spoke the word neither sister was prepared to hear. Cancer. The room became still. One sister heard a diagnosis. The other heard the possibility of losing half of herself. From that moment on, life divided into two chapters: before cancer, after cancer. Chemotherapy stole her hair, but it never stole her smile. Radiation weakened her body, but it never weakened her spirit. Some mornings she couldn't even lift herself from bed. Some nights she whispered to herself that she wasn't sure she could keep fighting. Yet every single morning before the sun rose, another voice was already beside her. Her sister. Sometimes she didn't say anything at all. She simply climbed into the hospital bed beside her, held her hand, and reminded her through silence that she wasn't fighting alone. When one sister became too weak to stand, the other became her strength. When one forgot what hope looked like, the other carried it for both of them. She learned every medication. She memorized every doctor's name. She celebrated every tiny victory, a meal that stayed down, a good blood test, a smile after a difficult treatment. Even when fear lived quietly in her own heart, she never allowed her sister to see it, because love sometimes means carrying someone else's hope while hiding your own tears. Then came the day no one expected. The monitors began sounding. Doctors rushed into the room. Nurses moved with urgent purpose. Time stopped. One sister stood frozen outside the door, praying harder than she had ever prayed before. She wasn't asking for miracles anymore. She was asking for one more conversation, one more laugh, one more birthday, one more chance. Hours later, a physician finally stepped into the hallway. He smiled. The treatments had worked. She had survived. There wasn't a dry eye in the family. Months turned into years. Hair slowly returned. Strength slowly returned. Laughter slowly returned. Life returned. Not exactly as it had been wild, but somehow even more beautiful. People often tell the surviving sister how brave she was. She smiles and thanks them. But later she'll quietly tell you something different. I wasn't brave because I wasn't afraid. I was brave because my sister kept believing in me on the days I couldn't believe in myself. The other twin always answers the same way. I never saved her. I simply refused to let her fight by herself. Today, they still finish each other's sentences. They still laugh until they cry. They still confuse strangers, but now every birthday carries a deeper meaning. It isn't just a celebration of the day they were born. It's a celebration of the day they realized love can become medicine, that hope can outlive fear, that family can become strength, and that sometimes the greatest miracle isn't simply surviving cancer. It's discovering that even in the darkest moments, there was never a single second when you had to face it alone. Because while cancer challenged one sister's body, it revealed the extraordinary strength of two hearts that had always beaten together, and that bond was something no disease could ever take away.